My name is Mikeisha Trammel. I go by I am 37, and I work in healthcare management. I also own two small businesses, a clothing boutique and a wardrobe styling service.
And my name is Chappelle Benz. I'm 38, and I have a self-care lifestyle brand where I give tips on self-care. I also make my own products. I have a body butter, bath soak. I also provide a spiritual bath spot service where I create the spiritual bath for you. But it's all about self-care, everything self-care.
My connection to breast cancer is through my mom and her sister. So two women who are very close to me, who have been my role models since forever. They were, and this is sisters of the same mother and father. They were diagnosed in their late 30s. So that's my connection, and just watching them experience it and go through it, not knowing much about it before that diagnosis hit my mom. And that was back in 2008 when she was diagnosed. I was 20 in college, but soon after that, I had got married and was pregnant with my first child. So they didn't even tell me about the diagnoses. They kind of kept it a secret. I didn't know that my mom had moved out of her home and into my aunt's house, just because they didn't want to stress me out, I guess. My husband was deployed in the Navy and I was pregnant with my first child. And so they were like, we don't want to worry Keisha. My family calls me Keisha.
I started having symptoms in 2020, and my life was moving fast at that point. I had just opened up a coffee shop and I was just on the go all the time. However, obviously, my breast was in pain, I was swollen, and so I was scared to get it checked. I talked to my mom, cried to my son's daycare provider at the time, because she was diagnosed with breast cancer and I was really close to her. And I went in one day, I was picking up my son and I was like, talked to her, I was like, I have something wrong with my breast. And she was like, calm down, it's gonna be okay. Even if it is breast cancer, does not mean that it's a death sentence, And so that kind of helped, to calm me down. So then I, went to the doctor, obviously, and they just kind of swept me under the rug. Like, oh no, it's, you're just, hormonal or whatever, or maybe you're gonna start your period or whatever. And this went on for almost a year with them telling me that nothing's wrong with me. And I remember it like it was just yesterday, my last ultrasound. She was gonna send me away, like, oh no, you're fine. And I freaked out on her on the ultrasound table. And I was like, no, there's something wrong with me. I'm not leaving. And so she's like, all right, well, I'll call your doctor. And she called my doctor, and the doctor said, oh, you're fine if you don't have any nipple discharge. And I don't know, I just never thought to squeeze my nipple or anything like that. And as soon as I squeezed my nipple, blood started pouring out from my breast.
There's just so many barriers, so many hoops that we have to jump through to get a simple test, to get a simple, diagnostic test. And even if you're not of age and they say, okay, we'll order the test for you, but you have to pay this. Insurance isn't going to cover it because you're not the correct in the age range. So there's just so many barriers. You need to advocate for yourselves because they will push you away. So that's just my biggest thing is being a face, being a voice for people who look like us, Black women, young Black women, and letting them know that you do not have to accept what they're giving you. Women are dying. Young women are dying. And it's surprising because they're like, oh, they never fit the symptoms. They never did the testing. And it's because, Western medicine has all these hoops that you have to jump through. So that's one of the things I love about Pink Lemonade Project, is that you guys are helping just spread awareness and helping them get through some of those barriers, whether it be cost, how it affects you once you are diagnosed in, your family, your living situation, your career. It's just so many things that goes into your life after the diagnosis.
I just want to touch on like my experience of not even knowing that there are resources like Pink Lemonade out there. Like I had no idea that you guys even existed until so I'm thinking to myself, like, why, at my doctor's appointment, when I'm talking to the oncologist, when I'm talking to the breast surgeon, why aren't these resources being brought up? Like, here are the resources that are available to you, like reach out to these nonprofits who, help women in your situation. That was never brought to me. And I'm like, why? That also, I want to change that as well.